Hey, how you doing, warriors? I wanted to share a story real quick from Monday. Today's Wednesday. My eyebrows are leaking on my face. I want to share a story from Monday about an anxiety experience that I had and how I handled it, what I did that was way different than what I would have done historically in the past when anxiety ruled my life. So Monday started out great. I had a wonderful weekend with family getting together for my aunt's birthday. We celebrated, we danced literally for 4 straight hours on Saturday night. My legs were killing me as if I had done a leg workout. That's how much jumping I was doing the entire night. It was like a full-on dance club party. Anyway, Sunday I took the day and completely relaxed, and I did that on purpose because I know that big events like that usually tire me out, and scheduling something where I have to be there is something that is just not in my self-care ritual anymore. So Sunday had the day to completely relax, recover, and what I thought would be to start the week and Monday off like on a bang. In my head, I was thinking, great, I'm gonna relax all day Sunday. Monday's gonna start, I'm gonna get up super early, my 5 a.m., because I'm getting up at least an hour earlier than I normally would every single day. So that's my commitment, and I'm gonna stick to that. I'm gonna have a great working session. I'm gonna work out, I'm gonna kill my legs. I'm gonna have this awesome leg workout. I was super excited, like visualizing me like getting my booty pumped up. This is just how I work. And so did the first part of Monday, woke up early, got a ton of work done, filmed a Warrior Team workout right here in the Warrior Team studios, and got on the train, got to the gym, about to do the leg workout. No motivation. Zero. I sat down at the leg press and I was like, I want to sneak out of the gym right now. I want to get my stuff that I just unpacked and I want to leave and go back home. I do not want to be here. I was experiencing so much resistance. I felt tired. I felt blah. I was just not excited about it at all. And I decided, okay, because I know historically when I've felt like this, number one, I have absolutely walked out in the past. Have done it. Not always what I need, but what I think that I need in the moment. And then I realize that's not what I needed. So I said, okay, we're just going to start because we're just going to create that momentum. We're here, we're doing it, we're not turning around. We show up for ourselves. This is what we do, Christine. So I start and I push through. I finish the workout, but let me tell you, every set was a mental battle. I'm talking like this version of me was like, leave, stop after this set, just do this set and then finish and go home. And then the other side of me was like, you're not doing that. Don't listen to that brain. Don't listen to those thoughts. They're over there. We're doing our thing. Just keep going. Just do one more set. So like that was the entire workout. And that's exhausting, first of all. But it was what it was. I had a podcast going in my ears. The thing I probably, like looking back, would have done differently is put some music on instead of a podcast, so I could get out of my head and just like get into the vibes of the music. Music is incredibly medicinal in those ways, in that way. Like I feel like the waves of your body align with the waves of the music, and like that somehow gets you to another level. Anyway, made that up. Finished the workout. It was hard. I was literally like throwing tantrums as I was finishing the workout. Like I would finish a set and just be like, oh, bleh. And I'm sure people looked at me. They were like, Christine's having an experience over there. That's for sure. Anyway, so afterwards, I was very satisfied that I had pushed myself to finish. I actually had a really good workout. I killed my legs. They were shaking at the end, and I kind of took the mentality of like, if this voice over here is going to whisper to you to leave, like to quit, the other voice over here was going to be like, oh, well, now you're doing another set just to show that voice over there doesn't know what she's talking about, that you are stronger than you think you are. So that's how that went. So afterwards I finished. I ate my post-workout meal. And then I went to a coffee shop, which I like to go to in the neighborhood. Now, this coffee shop has strange hours. They are not New York hours, let's put it that way. New York hours meaning like they open at 3 a.m. and then they close at 3 a.m. You know what I'm saying? Like New York stores, shops, coffee shops, they're open till 11 p.m. at night. Like it's just, you expect everything to be open. This coffee shop closes between 3 and 5 p.m. every day, and it just changes depending on the day. Now, I was expecting a 5 p.m. close. Spoiler alert, it wasn't. So I arrive at the coffee shop, and also, side story, I start unpacking all of my stuff, which is my laptop, my phone, my external hard drive, which has a wire that attaches to my computer, my headphones that attach to my phone, my headphones that attach to my computer. And because I have an iPhone and they have a different port. So as I'm doing this, I'm like hyper aware of how awkward I am. I'm like, why am I moving? I'm like moving everything on the table, like inches and like here and there and here and there, and just like pulling more things out of my bag. And then I like get up from the table and I like, of course, exit from my chair in like the most awkward way and like lean over the table and like squeeze out of the most impossible portion of my booth. Like, what? So as I'm doing this, I'm like, I am so awkward right now. What's going on? And then it hits me. I'm getting my period. Whenever, does anybody know what I'm talking about? Whenever I get my period, I'm going to get it in like the next day or so, I get super awkward and really clumsy. I will trip over air. I will trip over nothing for no reason, and I immediately know, oh, it's coming. She's coming. So I just laugh at myself and I'm like, ha ha ha, that's funny. Open my computer. The guy next to me proceeds to tap me on the shoulder and say, ma'am, your tea is literally spilling out all over. I had knocked over my cup of tea, and it is spilling all over the floor. Hadn't even taken a sip yet. Nope. Spilling over the floor, all over the table, and I'm like, great. It's gonna be one of these days. Okay. All right, I hear you, universe. It's gonna be one of these days. Gotta power through all the moments. So the barista helps me clean it up so nice, and about 2 minutes later, I find out that they're closing in 10 minutes. I'm like, perfect. So I proceed to repack all of my wires and cell phones and hard drive and laptop, gather all my things together. I get another tea and I leave because that tea was over $5, and you know that I'm not going to waste $5 on nothing. Especially for a tea. Come on, English breakfast, it's good, but it's not that good. Anyway, New York. Okay, so I go back to the gym where I sit and I open all my all my stuff up again, and I start doing work, and then I realize I cannot focus on anything. I can't focus. I'm looking at my to-do list and I'm just like, I don't know what to do first. I need to do everything, but I have to start somewhere, and like I don't know what to start with. And ever just have this moment where like you feel like you need to do all of these things, and I just could not, like my brain was not landing on one thing. So then that started to generate these anxious feelings. I was getting very agitated. My body felt really tight, like just like tight, like in my back and in my shoulders. And I could even feel the anxiety like manifesting as tightness in my chest. And I was just uncomfortable. And I was like, God, I just can't be in my body right now. Like, what is happening? So I was really in it. I was just like, I have to wait here. I have a client at 5 something, and I gotta wait here until then. And I was like, God, I'm mad I took this client. I don't normally take clients on Monday. And I was just like, it was a stoking anxiety fire. So I text 2 of my friends. I'm like, hey, I'm feeling this right now. And because I know both of them get that. So I'm like, I'm feeling really agitated right now. I really feel agitated. I'm like, I can't wait to go home tonight and just like roll out my yoga mat, hello, and do some yoga. I've been using this podcast. Hello, I just realized that there's like audio podcasts. Not many. I'm thinking about doing a Warrior Team workout podcast. But anyway, not many podcasts, but there is this yoga podcast that has between like 10 and 40 minute videos of legit yoga classes for free. And there's a video that you can do with it or just listen to the audio. And I have been loving it because I come home and I do it right here in the morning, or I come home at night and I do it here, or I wake up early, as you've been seeing on my Instagram stories, my little yoga at 5 in the morning. And I was like, I'm craving that right now. And then I thought to myself, why don't I just do that right now? I have an hour before my client. I'm just going to go down into the gym's studio. I'm going to pop this in my ears. And I just need to breathe and stretch and just like move my body really intentionally and like deeply. And I did. And oh my God, it was like matching the right peg-shaped block to the right hole when you are a 3-year-old. Do you know what game I'm talking about? It was like, oh, okay, got it in. It was like the exact thing that my body was craving. And I can't even tell you how much different I felt afterwards. I felt balanced. I felt like there was all of this energy inside of me that was like really just intense and needed somewhere to go, but it wasn't like it needed a workout, like an intense lifting running session place to go. It needed to like, I don't know, be dissipated through slower movement. And it needed to go somewhere, that's for sure. So these are the new habits of this person that I have become in actively seeking self-care tools that serve me, instead of doing the easier things that I might crave in the moment for instant gratification, but in the long term, or even later that day, really don't serve me at all and may even loop me back into an anxiety pattern or a depression phase again. So in the past, how I dealt with anxiety or any sort of anxious feeling was with binge eating. And it's really interesting because those thoughts still exist for me. That day, Monday, in my head, many times I heard, let's just go get a dessert. Let's just go get something sweet. Let's just go get a donut. Let's just go to the bakery. Get something sweet and comforting and you'll feel better. Heard that multiple times. Also heard multiple times, let's just quit this workout. Let's just go home. Let's just go sit on the couch, watch some TV. You'll feel so much better. I also heard, cancel your client. If you cancel your client, you can go home. You won't feel anxious. You won't have to wait around anymore. And you can go home and do whatever you want to do. And you'll feel better. So those are the thoughts that I heard in my head. Now, I choose, I would say 95% of the time, to not grasp those thoughts, to not entertain those thoughts, to not listen to them, to not give them energy or power. They're there, but I just let them pass. Sometimes I'll just like counteract it and I'll think through what would happen if I chose that. So like for instance with the bakery thing, I'll think what would happen if I chose to go to the bakery and get something sweet to enjoy. I'm like, okay, I'll get there. I'll sit there. I'll probably devour it really fast. I won't enjoy it because I'll be like in this weird bakery and like I won't be even comfortable, just not like in my own home, like cozy on a couch, you know what I mean? And I'm gonna eat it and I'm probably not even gonna taste it because I'll eat it really fast, and then I'm gonna feel tired because it'll be a lot of sugar and it'll spike my blood sugar and then drop it. I'm gonna feel probably a little full, probably like a little regretful because I didn't really want it. Like there's a difference when I'm like, oh, I really want some ice cream. Like I am so in the mood for some like really good, I don't even know, Ben and Jerry's coconut this and that. And like I'm gonna savor that ish. It was not that. It was, I'm gonna use this as a coping, soothing, self-soothing thing. I would have felt a little calmer while I was eating it, but afterwards I would have been like, well, now what? I still feel blah, I still feel a little anxious, and now I got like a sugar high and like tired, and I still have to wait for my class. So played through that, realized that's not really what I want. Played through the other scenarios also. And I have definitely put into practice the habit of committing to what I say I'm going to do. And so I was not going to cancel my client. But historically, in the past, I would have. Even if it was a few hours beforehand, my anxiety would have convinced me that I needed to go home, I needed to be on my couch, and I needed to just completely numb myself out by watching TV. And I definitely would have like stopped at the grocery store in the past and bought some stuff to just like mindlessly eat, and that would have soothed me in the moment, but I would have not processed through the anxiety. It wouldn't have really released from my body in a way. It would have cycled back around. And that is something with negative habits, bad habits, that allows us to keep going through them, because once we receive the reward, I'm not going to go into this now, but habits, there's 3 parts to them: the cue, your routine, so your action, and then the reward you get from it. So the reward of bad habits tends to re-trigger us into that bad habit loop and start again and start again and start again. And then it's like this cycle that is hard to break in that moment. So instead, I did that yoga class, and I was extremely proud of myself for doing that and breathing and taking that time for myself when I wouldn't have done that in the past. It showed for me like a lot of growth. It showed for me, I was really proud of myself. I was glad I could finish my day. I was glad I could show up for my client, because this happens so many times where I show up, I don't quit. I go to my session, or I go to the lunch, or whatever it is. I don't cancel the plan. And then that person, I'm able to give to that person. Like, it turns out that they needed something from me, and I am able to share that piece of information or whatever, or just listen to them when they needed something. And if I had quit, or if I had canceled, I would not have been able to do that for them. And so that also gives me like this just insight of, wow, there's so many things that we don't even know we are needed for, and you never realize the impacts that you could be having, or that the future needs you to have when you do show up. So I hope that made sense. Kind of the first time I articulated that out loud, to be quite honest. So that is my Monday success, working through an anxious phase, an anxious afternoon. I am curious what self-care tools you guys use when you are in real time experiencing anxiety, and what are some things that you are working on changing that aren't serving you around anxiety, whether it's triggering or it's in the anxiety feels. And if this is the first time you've ever sort of had this thought put into your mind, what comes up for you when it relates to your own experiences? All right, I'm going to leave us here. I thank you so much for watching. If you made it through, I really appreciate it. If you're interested in joining the Facebook group, the Warrior Team Fight Depression Through Fitness, you're welcome. It's open. It's a private group, but just join, or request to join, and I will approve you. I just need your email address, and we talk about all things like this and lots more. So I always like to finish my videos, my warrior workout videos, like this, and so I'm going to end this one this way too. So it's sort of like I have to come up with it, but it's like a roll call sort of thing. So it's, who are you, warrior? And then you say, and I say, I am strong, I am powerful, I am a warrior, and I am ready for what's next.